Yes, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Ivan Che Innocent One here on YouTube. Makase, unsubscribe ya oya catchy. Just try subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Now, you grow together as a family, an intellectual community. Consistently, no, you engage in the political business of this country, Africa, and beyond. Sabaya, the emerging trends and some of the development that also in Ghana, Adebayo taking the center stage quite recently. Agradaa issue. A topical discussion. A lot of people can't answer, but I have told you so. It's not an issue of interest. I want to waste time on it and delve deeper into. But you see, there are other aspects of it. Ghana na same year we focus on the issue. We don't normally expand it to look at the other side of it. Obakaya, this particular issue of a software using the media to do advertisement. Me double sika and lotto numbers, budget radio stations are promoting some of this nasty stuff. I comfort to me bar opesikadura brahma so this then at the name of bebre by my crank ketwa omuni 20 years a cry efa omunua kraketo akunu de ne share bottom so omukwa kwaje sikaduro because omo share TV omo share advert and omo hu sa nneema we that digital platform, this particular channel, is it a multi TV? Some of the channels on it, some of these things, and over the years, some conform, but some of these jokers within the media, some a celebrity. The word celebrity, I don't know whether people actually understand what it is to brand yourself, to call yourself your friend say a celebrity, because I grow in the padre, obia faton or so I'm a celebrity. Misleading people into some of these criminal enterprises. Omo beti sika gare, obete bedi sika shewe ma asofo ye nkonya, whole lot of stuff. Akoso okrom over the years, The law appeared to be blind on some of these social cancer, eating deeper into the fabrics of our society. And for me, this is the first time the law appeared to have dealt with a heavy blow to individuals in some of these shady ventures. And it's the reason why there is this happiness in a man for bebremu. This woman has been punished. And it's not because of the case but because of a name wire from the past. Transition from a comfort, misleading, publicly deceiving people, and for lotto numbers, whole lot. Suddenly, this person transitioned to become a pastor, forming a church, and you see gullible minds availing themselves on Sundays. Sometimes you listen to some of the things that she says. What now will be sound say? Where are we heading to as a society? But you see, the law in the name of freedom of association, as for my culture, say unlawful assembly, where idiots are given the power to provide nema omuni hunim diano. That is also a danger to the societal growth. And then as for normal, the state must quickly move in to save people from some of these things. Because my culture says Yankopon bo ni pani obi a na enyansani. Yankopon bo anyansafo at the same time about kwasiafo and no two am fry. So these weak minds have to be protected by the state. Is the reason why the last time when this whole Ponzi scheme thing started, I told you, sir, the state had a responsibility to back DKM ne Justa Motors from being Kranza that time. Bank of Ghana tenase that is the first time Ponzi scheme a beji attende a sipen uko kumasi ne be a sipen and a whole lot of stories around it. And I'm so my mom for beji amam fosika, but it got to a time where the internet, the social media space became a fertile avenue people were using to promote all this nasty stuff. But I never bet this whole thing, this scheme. But be a started free. What's a Ponzi scheme? Ponzi scheme, pain. What is it? Ponzi scheme, ayo bidin. Aya brantie bi. Ya wono Italy. Italy of Recrobia for Lugo, Italy. He was born in 3rd of March 1883. Now your friend Charles Ponzi. The Dino no. Charles Ponzi, Italian. Then he migrated to the United States of America in 1903 na okoko tena US okofa saa mre no na wotena ferry ni boat ma wotimi sail to America na okwa America okọ no ka kire na ma me say wa wunim say yefuro hiam me kwa America na meba fie no na me rich okae na ma me nje ani at the early stage okoe no hohuru nkukuom oye manual jobs na asefo oya na mfa ma no and this guy ventured into fraud and Canada for no some time ago okoda prison or Canada for fraud and smuggling. Even in America crown no much no abrana the same instances but Canada there no documents are not forging check no forging that kind of way no. And when he came back to America no he realized there are kwan bi wo ho betimi afa so obenya sika. Quite very easy. But this whole Ponzi scheme thing is like sell trust to people. Let them believe that they can make money quickly. And obia pesika efo. So when the guy realized there was this thing na ewo at the time. No more friend international reply coupon. Ade na ye de posty letters those times now we post 2 letters in as when na ye common enti akwasa stamp no enti okọ country na nebo currency ne wo form na wakọ akoto na wanya na for na de call other country your friend is saying currency no aye high enti okokoton na wanya mfaso bebre so that was what he was selling enti okoton according to him na otiminya over 400% profit enti in America in the office, yes, I near man for who ye no. Oh, adechi anapa man for nam the office. Ye pese ye invest because people wanted cheap money at the time. And suddenly the guy started taking money from people, investing. Oh, unti obey oil. Udu sika be invest here now amount after 1 month, ubenya be 50%. So we me a man daho after certain months, ubenya 90%. That kind of way na oil. But the whole thing they say, now he was not investing money anywhere. He was not buying any coupon anywhere. All that he was doing is when a larger clientele, people were coming with huge sums of money. At the time, the guy was able to amass $250 million. That was about 250 thereabout $1 million at the time. And I yet this whole fraud deal. And that's a Kwakuba investing in Sika and now. Na saa sika na watama ma abana oba university ni sika about 2 months ago na de atua woka nti another person eba wonso wo de be mature no na a new person daba so it's a chain and on ending clientele exchange of cash. That was what he was doing. And the guy was making a lot of money. Watoto Lamborghini, wato mansion, amount for home seven on daily basis. All of a sudden, Charles Ponzi, who was an immigrant from Italy, from a very poor background, or by a man for himself, or a job in America, and all of a sudden, the guy has become a billionaire. On Nama and Yada Ketwa. Then this financial watchdog, newspapers, and as for begin to delve deeper into Nema na oye the actual way, because in America, no obi ya financial deals na a boomia. People might want to actually know the science behind it, to delve deeper to understand some of these things. That method no be employ na say research na de bi na ebe ya for the besuya, but devil into Charles your friend is saying Ponzi the business now, and they realize that no, the guy was only scamming people or take sika from Kwakua no the kutia abana kano and ya also didn't sika baba abana de na red no the Kwaku sika na tuya. So always sa supply chain or jiwe sika no the come away or jiwe sika no the come away sa so the suspicion grow ya bra sha say live that your friend saying lavish lifestyle no. And a man for begin asking questions. So in August 1920, that is when this whole enterprise thing began to crush. He was arrested by police, proper investigation. He was sentenced to prison for 5 years in federal detention center. After serving a sentence in America deported back to Italy. So in 1934, he went back to Onwankasa Nikrom, Italy. He couldn't stay. He traveled all the way to Brazil. He had nothing. So that is Charles Ponzi. He didn't invent scam, but scammer or the bar we are saying no. Enti ni wachi no. The name Ponzi abada any scheme biana etisa biano is named Ponzi scheme. So the Ponzi is somebody's name. Enti number one, what he did here with this your friend said men's gold and as for is the same strategy, Ponzi scheme. Or kwaku sika no de tua abanaka or abana sika no de tua kwaku na they are doing advert. That is why he brought in the musicians and as for just to lend credibility to the business that he was doing. And on ending clientele, no, the more people are coming, the more you are able to pay the older ones, and then you are rescheduling those who are coming now for the future. We almost back. So as long as there is panic, the enterprise will collapse. And to be clear, the this whole thing, number one, then a collapse, a panic when people begin raising suspicions. Then the clientele now no more cut. So when that supply cuts, there is no way he will get money. So it will choke them, and that is exactly how this whole thing. So some of the pastors, this whole thing, Agradaa and Phony, some of these other they are not and yet in a Ponzi scheme fashion, just like we saw in these instances. But there are other form of scams. These people try to play smart on the minds of gullible people. As for wine and to be shisha sika with TV, so they chill. Yes, sell manipulate who's obeying sika free, and then sell trust, credibility to people. So when you do that, people will come and one kasa will dole out their money to you without you putting a gun to their head or forcing them for taking the money out of their pocket. But for me, I think that these are some of the things that I so relaxed on it. Ama a binum akwenya and the opportunity to be doing some of these things. Ya far man for sika flow upon some at the day. The law has always been silent on it. See, I'm not saying number one issue. The question is that when are we going to see an end to this particular matter? And with the new administrating this John Mahama government, I'm expecting swiftly, they move in to prosecute that particular matter, because the Agradaa issue will yet me end over 15-year imprisonment. And then I'm telling you that the number one issue, Ghanaians on various social media platforms must begin to advocate. Say the number one case must be on the scoreboard. Now you're making sure that we work details every single person that is involved, especially the so-called celebrities. Ghana hano sikantiri nipa nyusu na adwene baby a ho afubia no mbedi akire, because this whole thing is a Ponzi scheme. Anybody that was involved in convincing people to be part of this whole Ponzi scheme thing himself is an accomplice. I cannot pronounce any of them guilty, but I think all these individuals must have their day in court. And yes, sir, you see, Ghana had a nipa a binumu nimnyan sell to the sense that onya femu kiti bi na ye de nam na ye de yang sabi enkwase ade obi fro say be ya advert mama de a, you should know say you have legal obligation to delve deeper into the business to know say when obi si na menim hwe. You think not knowing is an excuse? No. You must have an obligation, because you must also know say what you're promoting is not a scam, and that it will not have negative impact, because you have an image that can easily swindle people to get involved in those things. So your friends are celebrating advert. You think if you foolishly follow the money to go and do some of these things without asking relevant questions, getting to know some of these things are actually real. At the end of the day, you can also become an accomplice. And again, the institutional weakness that has to do with the Bank of Ghana and the regulatory weaknesses over the years. For some of these financial firms, it's more pretty in the broad day, because the very moment Agradaa did that particular thing on video, when you're Bank of Ghana, you don't multiply money. That day, she should have been arrested. But I'm say your institutions are very ineffective. They allow some of these things to slide. I had an issue with this former Bank of Ghana governor called Wampa. The time Abra this Justa Moto ne nase for them DKM number farm they were operating in the open. Bank of Ghana sat aloof and watched some of these things to happen. Say and a bigger one one day ever course. So they were operating in the open. Bank of Ghana was silent on it. And say there are some that are also operating at the fringes. People might not know. Recently, Mitesa Bank of Ghana issued statement warning Ghana for say some of the institutions are not legitimate licensed. Your friends are credit financial institutions that general public should deal with. Then what are they? Why are they assisting? Crash them, take them off the space. You understand? You don't just caution people. In cautioning people, no, you also take measures to ensure that you take them out of business. You understand? You close them down. Because my culture says, there is nothing that you can do. And it is the responsibility of the state to ensure that the economic independence, the financial independence of these people will be protected and guaranteed by the state. And that is what the state is supposed to do. You understand? So for me, I think we are in a new dawn. Some of these things, and we must continue to monitor our TV, radio stations, and other. Some of the adverts that even people do, selling drugs. Ghana has a that's around most of these drugs that they sell to people and go through any proper research to ascertain even the other side of it, because chemical be introduced into the body and they have the other side effect. You promote a person no bad for 4 hours. Another way upon go what them when people are investing their energy in something productive, and the AI number people are doing research just to ensure that human will advance. What's in Ghana radio and TV one advert about 70% a person no bad that channel and that is why and there kidney diseases here and there, liver disease here and there. All these things are national security concerns. The state must move in to ensure that some of this nonsense on the rise because the publicity being given to some of these things on social media platform and other way. We must curtail it before things get out of control. You see, my culture is in governance, the most crucial aspect of it that government must always focus on is the social aspect, because the social aspect is what have direct linkage with the life of the people. Because at the end of the day, say nipa no in their life, na omwadwemu na ho enye wo ya, that governance becomes useless. You understand? So the state must invest in ensuring that Ghanaians achieve that social stability before we look at the other aspect of all. But we are very much concerned about the political, the legal, but the social realm is left unattended to. And some of these charlatans are exploring in the name of religion, in the name of financing, in the name of that. And I'm saying, what regulatory weaknesses in our systems, and some of these people employ some of these things, and then they roll with it. And at the end of the day, they get away with it. So, in as much as the Agradaa issue has been settled now, I know definitely they might want to, but you see, I think the state must be extra aggressive, going after some of these things. Churches, your friend is saying, a software, malam for, and a software number, and so after morning. The box are busy ho na just me who be that I have never seen such in the modern day Ghana. We allow these things to go on TV. See I'm no kasa sa nema way koso asofo enyi nkonyawa sorry them ye chanting sikeba this kind of way, virtually telling people say making money doesn't lie in hard work that kind of service and as for them, but just do some of this funny stuff, pull some of these things on other people, and you make money. And for me, that is what we must raise to stop this emerging nonsense. Failure to do so, we risk our social survival as a country. And we lose our social survival, we virtually lose everything. Thank you very much. This is Ivan Kyei Innocent here on the YouTube. My catch on subscribe. Subscribe to this channel and enjoy the discussion.